Good morning, Ms. Bell.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm a little nervous.
All right. Is there anything we can do to make you a little less nervous?
Not really.
All right. Ms. Bell, appreciate your honesty. Would you do me a favor and set your purse down by your side?
Yes, I can.
And I'm standing over here. Would you direct your communication to the jury over here? They need to hear what you're saying, and you need to talk loudly and into the microphone if you can.
Okay.
Thank you. Ms. Bell, would you tell the jury where you're from originally?
I'm from Atlanta, Georgia.
All right. Do you have family that lives in Atlanta, Georgia?
Yes.
Have you lived in Atlanta all your life?
Yes.
All right. Do you have sisters and brothers?
Yes.
How many?
I'll say 5.
All right.
Other than me.
All right. And one of them, does one of them live at 1428 Adele Avenue?
Yes.
Have you ever lived at 1428 Adele Avenue?
Yes.
And is that in Fulton County?
Yes.
How long did you or has your family, you and your sister, you or your sister lived at 1428 Adele Avenue?
I think she may have been there 25 years, and I was like maybe 13 years.
She's been there 25 and you 13?
Yes.
How'd you come to live at 1428 Adele Avenue?
That's a good question.
Thank you.
Some kind of way I had to move from where I was living at, and I asked her, can I come live with her?
Okay.
And she said yes.
Is this sister of yours older or younger than you?
She's younger than me.
Would you describe for the jury what kind of structure 1428 Adele Avenue, what kind of house does your sister have?
It's a nice family home.
Right.
Nice family home.
Is it a condo, townhome, or a standalone?
It's a home.
Standalone house,
Right.
Single family?
Yes.
All right. Is it brick, siding, something else?
Brick.
All right. How many levels does your sister's house have?
I'm gonna say 3.
And when you walk into the door, just from outside, which level do you enter?
You enter on the 2nd level.
Okay. And do you or your sister sleep on?
Different levels, yes.
Okay. Would you describe for the jury, or tell the jury, I'm sorry, who all on April 28, 2015 lived at that house?
It had to be my sister, one her daughter,
Okay.
and me.
And you. Would you tell the jury a little about yourself? Do you have children?
Yes.
How old are they?
My oldest will be 48 in next week, and my baby is 47.
Did either of your kids live at 1428 Adele Avenue?
No.
In April?
No.
All right. Your sister, how many kids does your sister have?
She has 4.
All right. Would you tell the jury first the name and then the age of the 4 children that your sister had?
Your Honor, I'm going to object as to relevance.
Your Honor, this is the address that the jury just heard about?
Age of the children?
I can approach as to why I'm doing it that way, but I have a reason and it is relevant.
All right, I'll give you some leeway.
Thank you. Would you tell the jury the name and age of your sister's 4 children?
I think the twins, which is Diamond and Daryl, may be 27 now.
And that would have made them, what, 18 in 2015?
I suppose.
Okay. And what's your sister's oldest child's name?
Stacy Adams, and she's 40.
She's 40. So she would she have been 31 in April of 2015?
I'm thinking yes.
Does your sister have a son, Philip Collins?
Yes.
Does Philip Collins go by the name Philo?
Yes.
And would Philip Collins have been around 25 in April 2015?
I will say so.
All right. Did your other siblings have children? Did your other sisters and brothers, did you
Yes.
have other nieces and nephews?
Yes, I do.
All right. Did any of those other nieces and nephews at any time during April 2015 live at the house with you and your sister?
No.
All right. Did your sister's children, the 4 you just named, Philo, Darren, Diamond, and Stacy, did either of them live at the house besides Diamond in April 2015?
No.
Did they visit the house regularly?
Well, they come by because they want to eat, and I cook a lot for everybody. You know what I'm saying? And it's delicious.
Would you describe for the jury the area of Atlanta let me be more specific. Do you know where the Atlanta University Center is?
Yes.
All right. Is 1428 Adele Avenue down the street from Morris Brown College?
I wouldn't exactly say down the street, but it's not far from the home.
And is it also close to Spelman, Morehouse, Clark?
Yes.
All right. And also, please describe in the best way that you can the neighborhood that 1428 Adele Avenue is.
It's a wonderful neighborhood to raise your kids in. It's a wonderful neighborhood. We felt no danger or anything. It's a nice neighborhood.
Is it mostly houses like the one you and your sister lived
You
in?
can object as to relevance, Your Honor.
Overruled.
Does the house itself sit off of Adele Avenue, or is it in a subdivision?
Well, it's just a street with houses.
Okay. How often did your sister's children, either Philo, Darren, or Stacy, visit?
Objection as to relevance.
There's, Your Honor, I am asking.
Sustained.
Okay.
Asked and answered.
Out of all your nieces and nephews, did you have any other nephew who was 18 in April of 2015?
No.
Okay. And did any of your other nieces and nephews visit your home at 1428 Adele Avenue as often as Cecilia's children did?
No.
Would Cecilia's children visit at least once a week?
Yeah.
All right.
Overruled.
Leading.
But
I was
I'm not
trying to be.
seeing the relevance of this right now, so you said you would get to it.
We are. Okay. Thank you, Judge. Ms. Bell, do you remember April 27th and 28th of 2015?
Yes.
Why do you remember that date range?
That was the day that I was shot.
Could you lean into your mic and speak a little louder for this jury?
That was the day that I was shot.
All right. On that particular day, do you remember what day of the week it was?
I want to say a Monday.
Okay.
It was Monday but it probably ended up Tuesday morning.
All right. And did the day involve anything of note before you got shot? Did anything happen?
No, everything was fine.
All right. Do you remember who all was at the house that Monday?
I'm gonna say, I guess, just me, Cecilia, and her daughter.
All right. Did you all have any kind of concerns for your safety that day?
Not at all.
All right. Do you remember about what time you turned in for the evening?
Well, I usually go to bed kind of late.
What's late for you?
I'm gonna say 12:30,
Okay.
somewhere like that.
And was that particular night any different than any other? Did you go to bed about 12:30?
Yes.
All right. Were any of your nieces or nephews visiting at that time that you went to bed?
No.
Would you describe for the jury where inside the house your bedroom was?
I'm gonna say, like from this desk to that door.
The door at the back of the courtroom?
Yeah, that door.
And so would the door represent the front door of the house?
No.
All right. What does the door represent as far as the house
The
goes?
desk would represent the front door. But this would be the front door.
Okay. And so with where you are being the front door, the back door is your room?
I want to say, no, not the back door.
No, I mean the back
door-
door of the courtroom.
Yes.
All right. Was there a straight shot from your room to the front door?
Yes.
Did anybody else stay or sleep on that same level with you?
I think her daughter.
All right. And where did your sister sleep?
She slept upstairs.
Okay. Now, at the time you went to bed, describe from the time you went to bed to the time you remember something happening.
Well, we really didn't do anything, but just, sometimes we sit up and talk, stuff like that. But we really didn't do anything. I might have had a drink or two before we went to bed. But other than that, other than that,
What was your drink of choice?
vodka.
All right. Did you have it in the kitchen or did you have it in your room?
I had it in my room.
All right. Was it next to your bed?
Yes.
On the floor?
Yes.
All right. So tell the jury, once you went to bed, if you got up at any point before 6 a.m. What do you remember happening from the time you went to bed?
Oh, well, the time I went to bed, anything really happened.
Okay.
Until the doorbell rang.
All right. When the doorbell rang, what'd you do?
I answered the door.
All right. Do you remember about how many people were at the door?
No, I don't.
All right. Was it family or strangers that were at the door?
Well, I would say family because I wouldn't open the door at 3 o'clock in the morning for a stranger.
Fair enough. Was your sister's 18-year-old son one of the people that was at the door?
It had to be a sibling, yes. Yes, it was.
Okay. And were the other people with your nephew older, younger, or around the same age?
Okay. I don't know them. Didn't know them.
You,
I didn't even see them.
okay.
Your Honor, excuse me, I'm sorry. Could I have the witness pull the microphone a little bit closer, please?
Yeah, I don't know if it,
Your Honor, actually,
the problem is it doesn't move, it's stuck to the witness stand.
I maybe I need to move a little closer. Okay.
I think that this one has.
Can he repeat? Can she repeat that last answer once we've got the mic fixed? Try the one on the. Well, that one's plugged in. Does anybody have a mic they can donate for a minute?
I'll give her mine. I can talk loud. I'll give her mine. If that's okay.
Okay.
That's fine.
Miss Bell, I'm going to give you my microphone, and if you could just lean into my microphone, and I'll move these back just so we don't have feedback.
All right, why don't you push that mic down towards your mouth?
Yes.
I'm a light speaker. I used to didn't be, but I am now.
All right, and ask that last question so they can hear the answer.
Thank you, Judge. Miss Bell, when you heard the doorbell ring at 3:30 in the morning, and you said your 18-year-old nephew came in, did you see the people who were with your nephew? Not recognize him, just did you see anybody else with him?
It may have been, but I didn't pay any attention because once I opened the door and it was somebody that I recognized, I just walked away. I walked away from the door. I didn't really pay any attention. I just walked. It's 3 o'clock in the morning. I'm asleep. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't really pay any attention.
Did the demeanor of your 18-year-old nephew or any of the people who were coming in cause you any concern?
No.
Did they, were they being loud or rowdy or anything like that?
No.
Did they in any way appear angry?
No.
Do you know or did you recognize what they did once you let them in the house?
No.
Now, do you like guns?
No.
Do you make it known to your nephews and nieces you don't like guns?
Yes.
Do they respect you enough to respect the fact that you don't like guns?
Yes.
All right. So on this day, if it's 3:30 in the morning, was the previous morning was the previous day the Monday, or are we now in a Monday?
The previous day was Monday.
So if it's this 3:30 Tuesday morning,
Yes.
did you see any guns in the hands of anybody that you let in the house at 3:30?
No.
Do you remember what anybody was wearing?
No.
Was there any room on the level that they came into that you saw them go in the direction of?
I didn't pay any attention.
Tell the jury what you did once you let them in the house.
I went back to my bedroom.
How far was your bedroom from where you parted ways with them?
I guess a few feet.
Did you hear anything from them, like anything?
Nothing.
Were you close enough to have heard if they've been arguing or anything?
No.
Were you close enough if they had been arguing to have heard it?
I would have heard it.
All right. Tell the jury once you got back to your room what you did.
I stepped in my room, and by my alcohol being next to my bed, I figured I'd take a drink. But I didn't get a chance to do that.
Why?
Because gunfire rang out. And by then, I was hit.
Feel your voice drop.
I was hit.
What did you say right before you were hit?
I picked up the ball, and then I put it back down because I was hit.
Did you hear anything before you were hit?
I guess I probably heard a gunfire, but nothing else.
When you say you were hit, what do you mean?
I was hit by a bullet. I was shot. I just said I was hit instead of shot.
Did you immediately know you had been shot?
Yes.
What happened? How did you feel it? Tell the jury what that was.
Well, actually, I didn't really feel any pain at that time. I was very scared, and I looked into my hallway, which is right my bedroom, the hallway right at my bedroom. So when I turned my back and looked around, the police was already there.
Do you have any idea how long it took you to gather yourself and look around and see the police?
I really didn't have any time.
Did you see when you realized you'd been shot, were you able to see if there were any holes in the house for a bullet to have come through? Like, did you see where it came through?
It came through my wall.
Through your what?
My wall.
Do you remember how many shots you heard?
No, I don't.
Did you hear more than one?
Yes.
Do you remember what they sounded like?
It was very loud.
Do you remember whether they were fast?
Fast.
You being way more dignified than me, probably won't do this, but was it or something different?
I really don't remember.
What do you recall doing after you looked around and saw the police officer in the house?
I just stood there by the bed.
By the bed?
I stood by the bed. I never sit down or anything. I just stood there.
Was the police officer inside your bedroom when you looked?
No, he wasn't in my bedroom. He was in the hallway.
Do you recall saying anything?
No, I didn't say anything to him.
Do you remember who all was in the house at that moment where you noticed the police was in the house?
No.
Did you have any idea where your nephew and your nephew's friends were?
No.
What about your sister?
She actually didn't even really see anything or hear anything.
Without talking about what she may have seen or heard, I mean where she was.
Oh, she was upstairs in her bedroom asleep.
Did she come down at any point and join you in your
No,
bedroom?
no.
Did you see her interacting with the police?
I don't recall. I didn't see that.
Tell the jury the next things you remember happening.
I remember the ambulance came and they put me on the gurney.
Okay.
And they prepped me as they taking me out the house. Once I was in the ambulance, I really did not know how serious the injuries were. You know what I'm saying? I just didn't really feel any pain until I was operated on. The pain was so excruciating that I wouldn't wish it on nobody.
Were you in the hospital a long time?
I might have been in the hospital maybe a month and a half.
Ms. Bell, would you tell the jury if your neighborhood that you lived in on 1428 Adele Avenue was your neighborhood were younger, or you noticed your neighbors were
No younger people.
men?
No younger people. Most of the residents there were older people. They had already been there for many years.
40 or older, or 30 or older?
They was older than that.
Did you notice whether any of them had kids that came often that you saw?
No.
Ms. Bell, I'm gonna show you what has been marked as State's Exhibit 5KK, and forgive me for not knowing the military. Kilo,
Kilo.
5 kilo, through 9 kilo, and a copy Mr. Brown is providing to the defense for them to look at while you're taking a look at 5 kilo through 9 kilo. And just tell me if you recognize the area depicted in these photographs. Looking starting at 5 kilo right here. Do you see 1428 Adele Avenue?
Yes.
Is that a fair and accurate representation in 5 kilo of what you and your sister's home look like
Yes.
in 2015?
Yes.
What about 6 kilo? Are you able to see the house in that?
Yes.
Is that too a fair and accurate representation of what the house looked like
Yes.
in 2015? Looking at 7, 8, and 9 kilo. Do you see 1428 Adele Avenue in each of these photographs?
Not in this one.
Okay. But and this one is 8 kilo.
Yes.
All right. What about 7 kilo? Do you see y'all's house in that?
Yes.
Does it look like it did in 2015 and 8?
Yes.
What about in 9 kilo?
Yes.
Now, do you see Adele Avenue in 8 kilo?
No.
So, would 5, 6, 7, and 9 kilo aid you in more clearly telling and testifying to the jury about where things were, like your room and the holes or whatever you saw in the house were located on April 28th?
Ask me that again and understand you.
I'm sorry. All right. Do you see anything different about the house at 1428 Adele Avenue in these pictures than the way the house looked in April 2015?
No.
Your Honor, state tenders 5 kilo, 6, 7, and 9 kilo as evidence.
All right, admitted without objection.
Ms. Nye, are you able to help us publish? Okay. Starting with the court's permission, may I publish 5
May.
kilo? And Ms. Bell, it's gonna come up on screen in front of you and one behind you, just a minute.
Okay.
And we just gonna use 5.
All right.
Once we blow it up, do you see where that arrow is in 5 kilo? If we could blow it up a little bit more. All right. And would you describe for the jury which of these houses is 1428 Adele Avenue after we get gray box out of the screen?
The one with the cars in the driveway.
And would you tell the jury, are you able to describe for the jury where the front door of the house is?
The front door would be right there where those bushes.
We put the arrow over the bushes.
That's the front door.
All right. And is that the door or the different door that you answered at 3:30?
That's the door.
And does that door face Adele Avenue?
Yes.
In relation to that door, would you describe which side of the house your room was on?
Straight.
Straight
through.
back?
Yes.
Were you ever able to see how many bullet holes ended up being in y'all's house that day?
I wouldn't say I seen it that day.
I mean, later on, were you able to see how many bullet holes?
Yes.
Approximately how many did you see?
I never counted them.
Was it more than 3?
Yes.
Do you know if it got up to as many as 10?
I'm not sure.
Do you know if that house had any bullet holes in it before
No,
that
ma'am.
day?
Can I have a tissue?
Yes, ma'am. I'm sorry.
Thank you.
Ms. Bell, had you heard or had you ever experienced gunfire in the, was it 10 years
Yes.
that you lived there before that day?
No.
Did you know, or did you call 911?
No.
Do you have any memory of who, if anyone, called 911 in your house?
No.
Do you even remember talking to anybody
What you mean?
before the ambulance came? Do you remember having any
No.
conversation? The 911 call. And does your nephew, who at the time was 25, at the time in April 2015, did he have a child himself?
Yes.
Did you know the mother of your 25-year-old nephew's child? And by no, I don't mean like had a relationship with her, I mean, did you know who she was?
I may have seen her.
Did she live, did you know where she lived?
No.
Had you ever visited her
No.
house? Do you know if she lived in an apartment house like y'all's or something different?
I'm not sure.
Are you at all familiar with Drew Drive?
Yes.
How are you familiar with Drew Drive?
Well, everybody knows the old pair home.
It's the old Perry Homes. And had you ever driven or gone to that area generally?
No.
All right. Do you have any idea how far it was from where you lived on Adale?
No.
Do you know whether your nephew's child's mother lived?
Objection, Your Honor. Ask the answers. She already said she doesn't know her.
Overruled as to that.
Do you know whether your 25-year-old nephew's child's mother lived in that area?
No, I didn't know.
When you say you didn't know, are you talking about in 2015?
At that time, no, I didn't.
Do you now know whether she did?
I did after everything happened.
And in April 2015, can you tell the jury today, in April 2015, did your nephew's child mother live on Drew Drive?
I think so.
You gotta speak.
Yes.
Did you drive at that time?
No.
Did your sister drive?
She drives.
Now, the cars in the driveway of States 5KK, are those, that's not your car? Is
No.
that your car?
No.
All right. Is that your sister's car?
No.
All right. Do you remember what kind of car your sister drove? April 28, 2020.
Pacifica.
Pacifica?
Yes.
Is that a van, Chrysler Pacifica
Yeah.
or something? Okay. Do you remember what color it was?
It was like a blue.
Blue?
Yes.
Any idea of whether it was dark, light?
It was like blue.
Okay. Do you know at the time that you were shot, do you know if there were any other cars in your driveway that you remember?
No.
When the ambulance came, do you remember where it was parked when you got in?
No.
Did you ever see any shell casings outside the house?
No, I didn't.
Did you ever see any bullets inside the house?
No.
Are you able to tell the jury where in the house you saw bullet holes? Generally speaking, not necessarily exact places.
I'm gonna say a picture window, what you call a picture window. That's old, but it was a picture window in my bedroom wall.
Do I have, is a picture window like over the sink in the kitchen or something?
No, the picture
What's
window,
the
is
picture window?
the first window when
First window.
at the front door.
Thank you. And did you at all ever see who it was that fired those rounds in y'all's house?
No, I didn't.
Just 1 second, Ms. Brown, I appreciate you. I'm gonna play for you, Ms. Bell, what's already been admitted as State's Exhibit 4KK, 4 Kilo Alpha. And if you could tell me if you recognize the voice of the person speaking first after the option.
Put that weed out. I'm going to
Atlanta 911, operator 6587, what is the address of your emergency?
someone just turned a shot on my house and my auntie got shot.
Pause.
Okay.
And stopping at 14 seconds in. Do you, without saying any names, do you recognize the voice of the person?
I think that's my niece.
The niece that lived with you?
No.
Okay, a different niece?
Yes.
Whose child was that niece?
Wait, let me take that back. I'm not sure. He sounded alike.
What? All right, we're gonna play a little bit more.
She
for you,
said-
okay?
Okay, let me hear it again. She said.
Yes, keep playing.
Okay, what's the address?
1428
1428.
Adele Avenue.
I recognize the voice.
You nod your head, so we can pause. Is that the niece that lived with you or a different
He
niece?
needs to deal with me.
All right. Thank you so much,